The advantage that Chelsea have in this game is that they have their fate in their own hands.
Yeah, that's the good news. The bad news is that if you look at the season as a whole, they took 18 points from their first 24 away from home. Since then, 6 points from 30. They've been awful away from Stamford Bridge, and they go into a Forest side that have got a winning game. And the mood, the atmosphere at City Ground, I mean, you being a player, so you can speak better to how that mood buoys players on and affects opposition players.
None more so than tomorrow. With this huge prize ahead of them, and they've done brilliantly against the top teams this season at home. From the start of the season to now, they have just need to finish it off. They're not excellent, Chelsea, by any means. They've got very expensive players, but that means nothing. It's all about, can the team beat the best players? The best players are in the blue shirts, but the best team and the best team all season, and if he finishes in the Champions League, he has to, listen, he won't, Arne Slot's right, he should win the Manager of the Year, but if he finishes in the Champions League spots, he will be so unlucky not to win Manager of the Year, Nuno. He's done an absolutely magnificent job with that group of players. The atmosphere will be incredible.
Does that add to the pressure that they are under? Was Chelsea playing away from home, or did Chelsea have more pressure because the expectation, you've said it, is on them?
No, the expectation's on them. Certainly the manager, because the manager knows what it means to them. I mean, this is the only game Liverpool lost for a very long time, wasn't it? You know, they're going away there and they set the trap, you know, the game plan. They've got the pace on wide areas. Elanga's been brilliant. Hudson-Odoi, when he's played, Morgan has been a revelation, and the star man has been Chris Wood. I mean, what a season he's had. If he can emulate that season, he would wish he was like 5 years younger, and he would be going for hundreds of millions of pounds.
You see, when you watch this, you see so many reasons why you would fancy Forest to win this game. The pace and attack that Forest have got, the points of attack that Forest have got, Elanga on the left, Hudson-Odoi on the right, in the middle.
They want to counter when they get it. They're very aggressive the way they get it back. And when they do get it, they go to wide areas and they get it wide and they cross the ball into the box and they fill up that box. And they're very, very dangerous from set pieces as well, Nottingham Forest. The more I talk about it, the more dangerous I feel it is for Chelsea. I think Chelsea might have the quality to score, and Nottingham Forest might just equalise. I just think it's going to be a draw. I really do. I don't want to sit on the fence, but I just think it will go right to the death. Forest will be pushing at the end of the game. Certainly Chelsea will as well. Ears and eyes will be on other games around England, looking to see how opposition are getting on there and the teams what can challenge. Chelsea cannot rely on anyone else to do them a favour. They won't be doing that. No one will be doing them a favour. I don't see anyone doing it, like not Manchester United, for instance, will not do any favours to Aston Villa. Yeah. Aston Villa will win that game. I can't see the way I see Man United performing that Europa League final. I just see there's no way that they can win another football match.
Darren, what's interesting for me as well is the scrap element of it. I was at the Forest game against West Ham. Murillo went off on a stretcher at half-time. In the second half, he was there. He played. He was ready to fight. Elanga's hands were bleeding at the end of the game.
Their bodies on the line. We know that maybe ill-advisedly Taiwo Awoniyi did that, and obviously he ended up in a really difficult situation. But I also think that camaraderie is going to bind the players. In their subsequent game, they held up his shirt. They are with him, but they are also determined to get there for him as well. And I think as far as the Forest team are concerned, that willingness to go now and fight for it. It's one game. And we've seen so often, haven't we? We saw it the other day with Spurs. One game to change your destiny, your era. And Forest have got that. But the individual players and their willingness to put their bodies on the line is really, really going to be decisive in this game.
The good thing for Nottingham Forest, Darren, is that they haven't got to do anything different to what they've been doing all season. That's that togetherness, the fight, the bodies on the line. They've been doing it. That's what's got them to where they are. Whereas Chelsea, if they can, the early part of the season, they were turning it on, they were playing free-flowing, they were getting the ball to Cole Palmer, who was absolutely on fire. Nicholas Jackson was, he's not going to be there, going to have to fight for options. The likes of Neto, the impressive players, Palmer has to turn up tomorrow, but they have to try and keep a clean sheet first and foremost. And it's going to be very difficult for them, I really believe that.
Tim's going to tune into the game tomorrow and find the best game. It's all on Sunday, don't forget.
It'll be quiet tomorrow.
And now for the final time this season, it is predictions. We're going to start with Bournemouth versus Leicester. Darren.
Bournemouth to win, Leicester are not good enough. Bournemouth to win by 2 goals.
Yeah, Bournemouth had a great season, and I think they finished it off in front of their home fans. 3-0.
Fulham Man City.
Oh, Fulham 1, Man City 3.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. City 17 games, 17 years, seasons, since Fulham beat them on the phone. Well, since Fulham beat them at all. City are going to win.
And I want to say thank you this season for providing the stats weekend out. Ipswich, West Ham.
Oh, goodness me, West Ham all day long. But they'll make hard work of it, but they've got the quality.
Ipswich will beat them. I think I've seen nothing from Graham Potter's West Ham side. I think Ipswich will, last game in the Premier League for them for a long time, and maybe hopefully for next year for them. I think they'll win 2-1.
Liverpool Palace.
Liverpool will get the job done. I think Palace have done their job now. There'll be a lot of players who, Palace players who are in the shop window. Biggest game, their eyes are welder on this. But for me, Liverpool will win 2-0.
Party Central, 4-3. I don't think either side cares which one it will be.
Man United with Aston Villa.
Oh, Aston Villa, 4-0. I think this will be awful for United.
I think United might score. Bruno Fernandes, he's the one who always stands up for them, 1. But Villa will score 3.
Newcastle Everton.
Newcastle will get a job done against Everton. Everton, David Moyes done great. 1-0.
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. Newcastle to win by a goal.
Forest Chelsea.
This is going to be Forest 1-1.
Ooh.
1-1.
Ooh. Southampton Arsenal.
Southampton 0, Arsenal 2.
Yeah, I'd go along with that one.
Tottenham Brighton.
A lot of the players will want to be out there, so it won't be a reserve team anymore. Tottenham 2, Brighton 1.
I'd go with Brighton to win this one because Tottenham, they've done the job now.
And because they have the bird.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, Wolves Brentford.
Wolves 2, Brentford 1.
Yeah, 1-0 to Wolves.
Okay, those are the final predictions for the season. Want to say thank you so much to Tim
Pleasure.
and to Darren. Top Team Talks singing moment?
Could be now.
Wearing the suit and the sneakers. That's my top moment of the season. We want to say thank you to all of you for watching, for spending your Friday nights with us. It's been an absolute privilege. Thank you to our team behind the scenes for your hard work for the final time this season. Enjoy the football. You guys, we are now officially on holiday. Woohoo!
All right, we're heading to the final days of the Premier League, which will be concluded on Sunday. And Chelsea are going to Nottingham Forest to play Forest in one of the most eagerly anticipated games of the final match of the EPL this season. Okay, now this is how it goes. Chelsea need to win outright, to win, to make it to the Champions League. Straight win, they are in. Forest need to beat Chelsea and hope that Aston Villa don't win against Manchester United. For Chelsea, is in their hands. Forest is not completely in their hands. They need Aston Villa to do them a favor. Now, this is where the game becomes more interesting. Chelsea have been dreadful in away matches in 2025. They have been absolutely dreadful away from home. But some of the games, where they were unlucky, inexperienced, overwhelmed by the occasion, like they were against Newcastle last week, even though that they played so well against Newcastle a couple of weeks ago with 10 men in the second half. So they showed a lot of resilience, a lot of personality, in that particular second half in that game entirely. But in the first half, they were overwhelmed by the home crowd. So what is going to happen in this game is up to them, because if they turn up the way they turned up against Newcastle in the first half, then they are going to be beaten. They are going to be beaten. They are not going to win that game. But if they turn up, brought their A game from the first minute to the last minute, they can beat Nottingham Forest at home. And remember that Nottingham Forest, despite winning against West Ham last week, they have not been in a good form. They have been in a terrible form themselves. Even at home, they were beaten there by Everton and stuff. So they are not even in top form themselves. Chelsea has a chance. But I think this hinges on how Chelsea starts this game. If they start the game on the front foot, pretty well, organized, stable, controlling the tempo, controlling everything, they have a chance. If they allow Nottingham Forest to take initiative at the start and get the fans behind them, shouting, making the atmosphere a lot more difficult for Chelsea, then they are going to lose that game. And they could even lose it in the first half. So that's the way, I mean, the margin is so small. So it's a final for both teams. And on paper, you think Chelsea are going to win because they have better players, but Premier League doesn't work like that. And the players also need to turn up. At the moment, Chelsea, they are not giving Pundits things, something to back them with, because they haven't turned up in most of big games, or when they are facing adversity, they haven't turned up. So you cannot blame the Pundits for backing Nottingham Forest in this game. It's up to Chelsea to rise to the occasion. It's a final. Put everything on you have in the pitch. Play the game of your life. Play as if that your life depends on it. Take the game to Nottingham Forest. Press them, push them hard. Get in front. Make the fans agitated. Make them, feel the pressure. Take control over everything that is happening in that pitch. That's how you win this game. I don't know if Chelsea have enough experience to do it, but they need to do it. And if they do it and win, it will teach them a lot going into next season. What is needed in pressured situation or in pressured games. And if they can crack that code against Nottingham Forest, it's not just going to be good for them this season. Making the Champions League is going to be massive for them going into next season.